let's try this. Okay, so here we are in the car. Okay, so I wonder if I can get anything out of this. Chris Watts just leaving Newman College in Birmingham to go pick his kids up from school, and trying to think a little bit more about what we do with the information that we've received from the National Research and Development Centre in the UK on effective practice in the teaching of adult literacy, adult numeracy and adult English for speakers of other languages. And that whole sort of skills for life sector, really. It's very interesting in the messages that come out from it. I think the first very, very interesting message was that scanning through those documents you find that the ESOL and the reading and the writing documents have got very specific things to say about what people need to be doing and how we need to be doing it. Whereas the numeracy and the IT, they think that there would be a much more cut and dry, black and white, you can do it this way or that way. Much more wordy and descriptive of trying to grapple with the processes involved in teaching and learning, and then much more open-ended in the beginning of what we should be doing. So that's the first thing I'd like to comment on. The second thing I really like to comment on is the key issues for us as teachers and providers, and it really came as an aside during the presentation of these from one of the researchers, was that, oh yeah, we did this research in good practice in ESOL teaching, and the teachers we looked at were doing this, and then, oh by the way, most of them have left and are not in the profession anymore. And so it really begs the question that across the board, the good practice documentation is saying that one of the key things are professional standing of our teachers and having a professional philosophy and stance, which is something that can be worked on, but having that philosophy and stance enables you to become an expert teacher, but it also contributes to pushing you out the other side of the door. So our expert professionals, by gaining a sort of philosophical stance as to why they're doing that work and how it should be done, are finding themselves being propelled out the other end of the process. So I'll come back to that when I talk a little bit more about the specifics. I'd really just like to talk very specifically about the ESOL Good Practice Guide. It is a big issue for us here in Birmingham, and good practice is about, really, first and foremost, there's got to be a huge amount of variety in the teaching lesson that one does. That there's got to be lots and lots of change of pace, of style, of type of learning activity, so that people can be engaging in speaking, reading, writing, listening, practical work, pair work, so that there's lots of different buttons that can be pressed. That is the first key thing in order for them to be good teaching. And without that, you can't do good teaching. I think if I'd summarise it, it seems like you've got to do that. You can't give people huge chunks of one or the other thing. And out of that, you can do too much, or indeed too little, grammar or vocabulary work. So there's that for a start. I think the second thing was you've got to be planned and prepared. and it might be on paper, it might be in the head, but you've got to know exactly what you're doing and the process what you're going. The third thing, that they've got to be communicative activities and collaborative. And then the fourth and final key thing about excellence is about making links with the wider external world. Now, those four things are required to produce excellence.